Recently, it seems that every YouTuber with an automotive channel has had one of these on there. Recently, it seems that every automotive YouTuber has had one of these on their channel, an Autozam AZ-1. Now, unlike most of those guys who are either borrowing one or flogging their auction website to try to sell one, I own this. I've owned it for about 5 years, and I'm pretty well used to it by now. As you can see, I am, I'm standard American size, I guess, So, it's like wearing a glove, really. But anyway, these cars, if you've noticed from any of the other videos, don't tend to come complete. And they also tend to be fairly well modified. This one's mostly stock, except for the stereo, and I put the Mazda speed spoiler on there. Looks pretty good, I think. A lot of them tend to be missing these, the little sun visors that clip in on the top here, which you really want if you're driving it around in SoCal or something. If it's above about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, you're going to cook. This is literally a greenhouse. Anyway, all of them, including this one, seem to be missing this, the owner's manual. Took a while to find this. I don't really want to talk about how much I had to spend to get one, but I got one, which is good because it tells you how to get into the car. If you've watched any of the other videos, you've seen these people struggle trying to get in and out of the thing, just kind of trying to wedge themselves in there. It doesn't have to be that difficult unless you really want to make a show of how goofy you are. Which, if that's your shtick, then fine, but it doesn't have to be. So, looking at page 8 in the manual, it's everything you need to live with your going doored car. Shows you how much clearance you need, not whack people with it. Don't open it and hit the ceiling in your parking garage. Don't crush your fingers. Don't whack yourself in the head. Preferably don't let your kid hang off of it. Open the door for him, help him out. Make sure it doesn't flap open when you're driving, that sort of thing. But crucially, down here is how to get into the driver's seat. Step 1, pretty obvious, open the door, right? Step 2, seat all the way back. That's an issue if you're, Japanese sized, I guess, but, when you're big, like me, it's always back anyway, so it doesn't matter. So step 2 is you can kind of ignore. Step 3, this is the important part now. Left hand on the steering wheel, right hand on the door sill, and then you kind of use your upper body to plant yourself in the seat there. I kind of do a variation of that in that I don't like putting my weight on the steering wheel. Not because I'm all that fat, but because it's just a lot of weight to put on the steering column repeatedly. So I'll show you both ways though. Step 1, open the door. I always find it's helpful to guide the door up, because if you don't, sometimes it'll flap up and rock the car, and it's really annoying. Especially if you've got good struts. Anyway, step 2, seat, all the way back. It's a given. Step 3, left hand, steering wheel. Kind of put your leg in like that, right hand on the body sill. Right foot in, close the door. And to get out, you mostly repeat the process. Ta-da! Now, like I said, I do a variation. So there's kind of a shelf back here between the seats where the spare tire lives, and the subwoofer and CD changer if you've got those options. I've got a mini disc changer installed in there because I like mini discs. But so I usually put my hand either between the seats or on the passenger seat instead of on the steering wheel. I find it's a lot easier to actually get in the car. So when the passenger seat's fixed, it can take the weight. So you know, don't worry about, you know, hurting the seat or anything. So same deal, left hand. This time the leg goes around the wheel. Right hand on the sill, right leg in, and this makes it a little easier to lower yourself into the car. It also makes it easier to get out of the car. Because again, left hand on the bolster here, right hand on the door sill, or you can put your left hand here if you don't have anything obstructing it. But yeah, hands, lift up, right leg, left leg. Ta-da! And that's all there is to it. So, if you can find a copy of this, it's helpful to have. If not, just, you know, hand on the wheel or on the seat. You know, put yourself in like a normal person. It's not too hard.